Every 5 years, the Toronto District School Board takes stock of its students and parents. Who are the kids in Toronto schools and how are they doing? Are they healthy, happy and learning? I'm Pam Seatle outside Jarvis Collegiate, where the TDSB released the results today of this 2017 census. It asked questions about demographics, around race, religion, sexual orientation, as well as emotional well-being. About 220,000 people took part, parents of kids from K to grade 6, as well as students from grades 4 to 12. There's a lot of data in this 57-page document, and not all of it is positive. First, the good news from parents of kids in kindergarten to grade 6. They were overwhelmingly positive about their child's school experience, that their child enjoyed school and got the support they need. The same story for kids in grades 4 to 6. They responded that overall their school was friendly, welcoming, the teachers were helpful. 72% said they liked school. But the bad news comes as kids grow older. The census found a definite shift in the relationships between students and their teachers and their sense of connectedness to their school.
Starting in grade 7, a steady decline begins where many students don't feel their school is as welcoming as it needs to be, that they don't feel that they get as much help or support as they need, and they don't feel that they belong. And that is a data set that we are paying very, very close attention to.
Factors in this drop in emotional well-being as kids age are that high schoolers are less physically active, have poorer sleeping and eating habits, and an increase of time spent on screen activity.
Screen time is increased to the point where some of our students report that they use social media almost constantly.
38% of high school girls, to be exact, and 26% of boys. The board says it's impossible to turn back the clock, but even students recognize the importance of finding a healthy balance.
It's hard for us to do schoolwork and have a portable phone right there and right there doing whatever we want. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and I think what we should do is I think we should control ourselves and put rules and set times.
The board says another key component of improving kids' well-being and therefore their outcomes and success in school can come down to things as simple as knowing students' names and greeting them in the hallway, ensuring that they're cared about and supported, something this grade 12 Jarvis student says his school does very well.
I feel like at Jarvis, the emotional well-being is really high. I feel like in other schools, maybe where the teachers are not that interactive, where the principal is not in the halls, because many times you want to talk to the principal, you have to go knock on the door, go to the VPO. Here at Jarvis, Mr. Harvey is in the halls. He wants to have a relationship with you, and that's why I feel like our emotional well-being at Jarvis is really high.
Coming up, the Director of Education discusses the board's plans to address issues around students' well-being so that going forward, all of the board's nearly 600 schools are welcoming, inclusive, and engaging. I'm Pam Seatle outside of Jarvis Collegiate. We have been telling you about some of the information contained in this Toronto District School Board 2017 census. A lot of the data is positive, but there are issues as kids get older of them feeling more disconnected from their schools and less supported by their teachers. Today, the Director of Education, John Malloy, talked about a multi-year, multifaceted plan to help solve this problem, which includes holding focus groups, bringing specialized resources like social workers, psychologists, and guidance counselors closer to schools. It's all part of creating a culture for both staff and students' well-being.
Every school in the Toronto District School Board must create a school improvement goal focused on student well-being informed by their students' data. That's another commitment we've made. A third commitment we've made is in our continuing commitment in the Toronto District School Board to equity, anti-racism, and anti-oppression so that we are more inclusive.
John Malloy also said another big issue for high school students is stress and anxiety, usually around grades and their futures. John Malloy believes that this strategy will also help students cope with that.